Hey everyone, Ryan Bolton here with Patriot Home Mortgage. I am a mortgage nerd. Today is your mortgage market report. Let's start off with the MBS. Right now, we're seeing the market at time of a recording. Let me get right to the recording at 35 basis points to the better. So we're up 35 basis points, which you remember, positive is good for interest rates, negative is bad for interest rates. So that's a pretty good rally today. We're above that resistance line where you might see some midday rate changes depending on the lender and how tight they have their margins. But if this kind of continues into tomorrow, we will see opening rates be a little bit better than today. Not a huge difference, but at least that's a positive number. That puts us positive over this week and last week overall. So that's definitely nice to see that trend of just a little bit better when it comes to the mortgage-backed security market. A lot of that has to do with the CPI, the Consumer Price Index came out, and it was just a little better than they were anticipating, which is good. It's always better to kind of have those predictions be there, but pretty flat. There isn't anything I would think that would rally it this much, but we just had a lot of kind of mediocre to bad news with inflation. So a little bit of good news on inflation, I think, is why you're seeing a little rally on the bond market. Some of my other notes here, real quick. So there was a couple of cracks in consumer spending. Wasn't a huge difference there, but there is still some differences that were just enough to be on the more the positive side when it comes to interest rates. Empire State Manufacturing also showed some weaknesses. This is probably the biggest thing that changed. They came in at 15.6 versus 10. They estimated around 10. So that did change the estimates there. So it'll be interesting to watch that and see how that affects things going forward. And then what else did I want to show? Oh, yeah. And then the Mortgage Bankers Association released their mortgage applications for last week. And purchases actually declined by about 2%, which isn't a huge move. But year over year, that puts us down about 14% over year, where refinances were up 5% and up about 7% year over year. So there's a little interesting spike there in the refinancing. And a lot of that was just the short-term loans of interest rates over maybe the last few years where people are refinancing. Maybe it's because they had some other loan, maybe a short-term loan. Now they're putting it more into a permanent. So it's kind of interesting to see that number spike up in 5% just over week and 7% year over year. So that's a pretty big increase in refinancing, which is a little bit surprising. Purchases being down doesn't surprise us with rates kind of the way they've been over the last maybe 30 days or so. They've been just kind of a little bit on the upswing. But now that we're seeing them come down, we may see that application volume maybe tick up a little bit, especially if the news reports start picking up on some of the interest rates. I mean, this is just one day. It's been pretty flat, really, for the last 10 business days or so after we had some big movements in middle of April. But anything to the positive helps us. But we want it to be more of a slow or a soft landing and not anything that's going to be really, really crazy. Powell spoke this morning too, and nothing really moved the market. I think it was yesterday, actually. Nothing really moved the market too much there. It's still just kind of a wait and see. But at least with this report today, it was a little better news on inflation. Maybe we'll see that trend continue, but we'll just keep an eye on it. So that's why I kind of like doing this report. Not much today, but those are the things that caught my eye. Let me see if there's anything else in my notes real quick. I think that was pretty much it. Okay. Well, this is a short one today. Hope you enjoy the videos. I'm just kind of playing with this format a little bit. If you have anything specifically you want me to report on, let me know. If there's any reports you see, send them my way. But I want to kind of keep it to these short little market updates, mostly MBS, mortgage-backed security market, anything else kind of affects the mortgage industry. There's really nothing else. It's just kind of wait and see. That's what we've been talking about. Just kind of wait and see until something else hits. But at least we got a little better news and not have it be negative all the time. So appreciate your time. Please like, click, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And we'll catch you on the next video. Thanks, guys.